I'm the company manager for the Dark Mechanicals, as well as the director for this evening's production. So a few things before we start. The runtime is a little under 2 hours with a 10-minute intermission. I will now list some content warnings that will be unsurprising to those familiar with Shakespeare's Macbeth. If you're unfamiliar with this play and comfortable with all the following things, please do stick around. It'll be a good time. This play features murder, violence, death, murder and death of children and babies, emotional, physical, and domestic abuse, mental illness and paranoia, mentions of suicide that occur off stage, loud noises, and fog. Now, at this time, we ask you to power off your mobile devices or at least silence your notifications. In the unlikely event of an emergency, these doors to your left will lead you to the outside world, and in the unlikely event of a bathroom-related emergency, this door to your right will lead you down the hallway to some bathrooms. I do believe this fog is my cue to exit, so thank you all so much for coming, and enjoy the show.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder? Light? Where the place?
Upon the heath, there to meet with
Macbeth. Fair is foul, and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air.
Like a good and hearty soldier fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend, say to the king the knowledge of the royal as thou didst leave it. Doubtful it stood, the merciless Macdonald with fortune showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak for brave Macbeth, disdaining fortune with brandished steel, which smote with bloody execution. He carved out his passage till he faced the slave, unseamed him from the nave to the chaps, and fixed his head on our battlements.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman!
So from that spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark! Soon the enemy lord prevail vantage with brandished arms and new supplies of men began a fresh assault.
Dismay not this our captains Macbeth and Banquo.
If I say sooth, I must report that they were as cannons overcharged, so that they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe. I am faint. My gaseous cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds, they smack of honor both. Go fetch him surgeons! Comes here.
O worthy King of France!
Whence camest thou, worthy thane?
from fight, great king, where our enemies' banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. The enemy, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, till Macbeth, Thane of Glamis, lacked in proof, confronted them with self-comparisons, arm against arm rebellion, point against point, curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell upon us.
Yes, great happiness. No longer shall that Thane of Cawdor deceive our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
A drum! A drum! Macbeth doth come! The Weird Sisters, hand in hand, coasters of the sea and land, thus you go about, thrice tonight, and thrice tonight, and thrice again, to make up nine! Peace! The charms wound up. Fair is foul, and foul is fair. Hither through the hog and filthy air.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
What are these, so withered and so wild in their attire that look not like the inhabitants of the earth and yet are on it?
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis. All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor. All hail Macbeth! Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail! 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 Lesser than Macbeth and greater. Not so happy, yet much happier. Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo. Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. I know I'm Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, and why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic bleating. Speak! I charge you!
Whither are they vanished?
Into the air. Would they had stayed.
Were such things here as we do speak about, or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
And Thane of Cawdor too. And I did not so.
To the self-same tune and words. Who's there?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his praises and wonders do contend which should be thine or his.
We are sent from my royal father to give thee thanks.
He bade me from him to call thee Thane of Cawdor.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. For treason's capital confessed and proved to have overthrown him.
Lance. And Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not know? Your children shall be kings when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them.
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange. And oftentimes, to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles, to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told, as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial scene. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and cause my seated heart to knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical shapes, so my single state of man, that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
Worthy Macbeth, look our partners wrapped.
If chance will have me king, then chance may crown me without my stir. Come what, come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we wait upon your leisure.
Give me your favour. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten at the gun. Friends, let's daunt the king. Think upon what chanced and add more time in the interim having waited. Let's speak up, we have to each other.
Very gladly.
Is the execution done on Cawdor?
My liege, I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it. He died as one that had been studied in his death to throw away the dearest thing he owed, as 'twere a careless trifle.
There is no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin! The sin of my ingratitude even now weighs heavy on me. Only I have left to say, the more is thy due than more than all.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, that has no less deserved, nor must be known no less to have done so. Let me embrace thee, and hold thee close to my heart.
There if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanted in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Children, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we hereafter name the Prince of Cumberland, which honor must not unaccompany him, reside in him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers.
The Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap. For in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand. But let that be which the eye fears when it is done to see.
My worthy Thane of Cawdor, we go from hence to Inverness, and lodge this night with our beloved Macbeth.
I'll be myself a harbinger and make joyful my wife with the news of your approach. So humbly take my leave.
True, worthy Banquo, he is so full valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. Let's after him, whose care is gone before to bid us welcome.
and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me
Thane of Cawdor,
by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with
Hail, King that shalt be!
This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Worms thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily. Wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou'st have great glums, that which cries, thus thou must do, if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither that I may pour my spirits in thine ear and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round. Fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have crowned thee withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who wert so would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming. One of his fellows had the speed of him who almost dead for breath had scarcely more than bring up his message.
We'll give him tending. He brings great news. Raven himself has horsed the croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts. Unsex me here and fill me from crown to toe top full of dyer's cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compulsive visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers! Wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold! Enough. Worthy Cawdor!
Dearest love.
Greater than both by the all-hail hereafter.
My dearest
Thy
love.
letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the
My
instant.
dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
When goes hence?
Tomorrow, as in purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, Thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time where welcoming your eye, your hand, your tongue, look like the innocent flower, be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this great night's business into my dispatch. It shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and mastery.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and swiftly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting martlet, does approve by his loved mansionry that the heaven's breath smells wooingly new. No juddy, frieze, buttress, nor coign of vantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed and procreant cradle. Where they most breed and haunt, I have observed, the air is delicate.
See, our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometimes is uncomfortable, which we still think is love.
All our service, in every point, twice done and then done double, were poor, and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad, wherewith your majesty loads our house.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels, but he rides well. His love, sharp as his spur, hath holpen to his home before us. Give me thine hand. Conduct me to thine host. We love him highly, and we shall continue our graces towards him.
If it were done when it is done, then 'twas well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we do but teach bloody instructions which being taught return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First as I'm his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, been so clear in his great office that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heavens shall you be horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, will blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the side of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which leaps itself, falls on the other. Hannah, what news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Has he asked for me?
No, you know he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honoured me of late. I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk, wherein you dressed yourself? Has it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love.
Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life? And live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the attic?
Prithee, peace!
I dare do all that may become a man who dares do more is
What peace was then? That made you break this enterprise to me. When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be so much more
Than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then appear, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from its boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
We should fail.
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, where to the rather shall his hard day's journey soundly invite him, his two chamberlains will I with wine and wassail, so convinced that memory, the warder of the brain, is but a few. and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep their drunken natures lie, isn't it that what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children only. But thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but male. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber and used their very daggers that they have done it?
Oh, dares receive another, as we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death.
I'm settled. Bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairest Joe. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I've not yet heard the clock.
She goes down at 12.
I take it 'tis later, sir.
Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven, and their candles are all out. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature can sway to in repose. Who's there? What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been an unusual pleasure, and sent forth great largesse to your offices. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we could entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you'll grant the time.
At your kind's leisure?
If you shall cleave to my consent, when 'tis it shall make honour for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, but still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear. I shall be counselled.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The like to you.
Go bid thy mistress when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Ready to bed. Is this a dagger? Which I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me crouch thee. I have thee not. Yet I see thee still. Thou not fatal visions, it's not a feeling, most a sight. Or rather not a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain. I see thee yet. If all as possible as this, which now I draw. Thou marshals me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blatant dungeon, gallons of blood which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs us to mine eyes. Now, more than one half world, nature seems dead. wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel the wolf, whose howls his watch, thus, with a stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his design moves like a ghost. Now, sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk. Fear thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. As I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds, too cold breath gives. I go. And it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven. God save man.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Peace. It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman that gives the stars good night. He is about it. The door is open and the serpent and grooms do walk their charge with snores. I laid their daggers at the ready. He could not miss them. Alack, I am afraid they have to wait and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark! Had he not resembled my father as he slept, died of dying. My husband.
I've done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak now?
As I descended. Who lies in the second chamber?
Donalbain.
This is a sorry sight.
Foolish. What to say a sorry sight.
There's one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried murder, that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and the rest of them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fear, I could not say amen when they did say God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing. Amen stuck in my throat.
These things must not be thought after these ways. It will make us mad!
I thought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth doth murder, sleep. The innocent, sleep lifts up the ravelled sleeve of care. Death of each day's life, sore labour's bath, great nature's course, cheap nourisher and life's feast.
What do you mean?
Till it cried, sleep no more. To all the house glance at murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain sickly of things. Go, get some water, and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Ah! Why did you bring the daggers from this place? They must lie there. Go, carry them, smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think on what I have done. Look on it again, I am.
For a purpose. Give me the daggers! The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. It is the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms with olive, for it must seem their guilt!
Whence is that knocking? Is it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are here? Ah. They pluck out mine eyes. All great Neptune's ocean, wash this blood clean from my hand. No. This my hand will rather the multitudinous seas in Canadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear nothing at the second. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark! More knocking. Get on your nightgown lest the occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed. To best not know myself. Wait, Duncan, with thy knocking! I would thou couldst!
There's a knocking indeed. If man were porter at Hellgate, he should have all turning the key. Knock, knock, knock! Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Here's a forward who hanged himself on the expectation of plenty come in time. Knock, knock, knock! Who's there in the other devil's name? They. Here's an equivocator who could put both scales against either scale, but could not equivocate himself into heaven. Come in, equivocator. Knock, 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 never at quiet! What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I had thought to let in some of all professions who go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon, I pray ye, remember the porter. It's so late, friend, ere you went to bed that you just lie so late. Faith, sir, we will carousing till the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things: nose painting, sleep, and urine.
Okay, so
Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but takes away the performance. In conclusion, lechery can be said to be an equivocator with much drink.
hello?
It makes him and it mars him. It persuades him and disheartens him. It sets him on, it puts him off. It makes him stand to and not stand to. It puts him in his sleep and giving him the lie, leaves him.
I do believe drink gave thee the lie last night. Is thy master stirring? Our knocking has waited. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy thing?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
A labour we delight in, physics, pain. This is the door.
Oh, be so bold as to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
Well, the night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and
As they say, lamentings heard in the air. Strange screams of death. And prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused at events new hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamored the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverous and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
Oh, horror! 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 Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name these.
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made this masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath stolen hence the life of the building.
What is it you say? The light?
Meaning his majesty.
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with a new Gorgon. Do not bid me speak, see, and speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Ringing the alarm bell. Aye. Murder and treason. Banquo and Donalbain, Malcolm, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself. Up, and see the great doom's image. Malcolm, Banquo, as from your graves, rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror. What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak! Speak! Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I should speak, the repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo. Our royal master's murdered. Whoa! Alas! What, in our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, I prithee, contradict thyself and say it isn't so.
Had I but lived an hour before this chance, I'd lived a blessed time. But from now on, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of light is drawn, the mere leaf is left this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
Your the very source of it is
Your royal father's murder.
Oh. By whom? Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were embadged with blood, and their daggers unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition of my violent love outran the causer, reason.
Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs look like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There, the murderers, steeped in the colours of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain? That had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make his love known.
Help my hands! Look to the lady!
Oh. Let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
When we have our naked frailties hidden and suffer an exposure, let us meet question this most bloody piece of work. To know it further.
And we hold our tongues, that most may claim this argument for ours.
What should be spoken here, where our fate may rush and seize us? Let us away. Our tears are not yet through.
What will you do? Let us not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. All to England.
To Ireland I. Our separated fortune shall keep us the both safer. Where we are, there's daggers in men's smiles, the near in blood, the nearer bloody.
His murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim.
More years than thee, with the war you
but this sore knight hath trifled our former knowings.
Good father, thou seest the heavens as threatened with man's act threatens upon his bloody stage. By clock, 'tis day, yet dark night does strangle the traveler's lamp. Is it night's predominance, or day's shame that darkness does the face of the earth entomb when living light can kiss it?
'Tis unnatural! On Tuesday last, a falcon, towering in her pride of place, was hawked and killed by a mouse owl, and Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, the minions of their race, turned wild in nature, broke from their stalls, flung out, and contending against obedience, they would make war with mankind. 'Tis said that they ate each other. Oh, here comes good Macduff.
How goes the world, sir, now? See you not. Lord, who did this more than bloody deed.
Those that Macbeth has slain. Last the day, what good could they pretend? They were bribed. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still, thriftless ambition that will raven up thine own life's means. Which is most
The
like
sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth. He's already named and gone to be crowned. Alta Fife, adieu. Lest our old robes sit easier than our new.
Thou hast it now, King, Cawdor, Glamis, all, as the weird women promised, and I fear thou playedst most foully for it. Yet it was said but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Is our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are, with the most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
We should have asked desired your good advice in this day's council, which still has been both grave and prosperous. But we'll take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, still not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their heroes with strange invention. But of that tomorrow. Hire the horse till you return at night. Rides Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so commend you to their backs. Farewell.
Let every man be master of his time till 7 o'clock at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we will keep ourselves till supper time alone. Nothing, I'll be with you.
Sirrah, a word with you. Attend those men. Our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us.
speak thus is nothing to be safe in him. Thus.
Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature lies that which would be feared. Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his spirit he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valour to act in safety. There's none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me and bade them speak to him, then prophet like they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown and put a barren sceptre in my grip, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand. No son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's lineage have I found my mind. For them the gracious Duncan have I murdered, put rancors in the vessel of my peace, only for them, my eternal jewel, given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate into the list and champion me. Turns. Who's that? Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was so, please your highness.
Now, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he, in the times past, held you so under fortune which you thought had been our innocent self.
This I made good to you in our last conference. Passed in probation with you, how you were born in hand, how crossed the instruments, who wrought with them, and all things else that might turn a half a soul into a notion crazed, say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your nature so predominant in your patience that you can let this go?
We are men, my liege.
Aye. In the catalogue you go for men. There's hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, chuffs, water rugs, and demi-wolves that kept on by the name of dogs. The valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the supple, the housekeeper, the hunter, and so of men. Now, if you have a station not of the worst rank of matter, say it. I will put that business in your bosom whose execution takes your enemy off, rattles you to the heart and love of us, who wear our health but sickly, and with life that in his death perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another, so weary with disasters, so tugged with fortune, that I would set my lie on any chance to mend it, or be rid of it.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy. So is he mine. And in such bloody distance that every minute of his being doth thrust against my nearest of life. And though I could with barefaced power sweep him from my sight, yet I must not, for certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself strike down. And thence it is that I, to your assistance, do make love, masking the business of the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform as you command.
Your spirits shine through you. Within this hour at most I will acquaint you where to plant yourselves, acquaint you with the perfect spy of the time, the minute on it, for it must be done tonight. And to leave no rubs nor botches in the work. Fleance, his son, who keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
We resolve, my lord.
Abide within. I'll call upon you straight. Just concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from port?
Madam, but returns against night.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure a few words.
Madam, I will.
Not have. Moles. Spect. Where our desires got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We've scotched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor malice remains in danger of her former tooth. The frame of things disjoint. Both the worlds suffer ere we will eat our meal in fear. Sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams shake us nightly. Better be with the dead. When we to gain our peace, have sent to peace them, torture the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Nor treason has done his worst, nor malice domestic poison levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle, my lord. Sleep o'er your rugged looks, be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love, and so I pray for you. But let your remembrance apply to Banquo, present an eminence both with mind and tongue. And say for the while, we must lave our honors in these flattering streams, visitors to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Full corpulence is my mind, dear wife. Unearnest, Banquo and his flails live.
In them nature's copy not a turn.
There's comfort yet, they are assailable. And be thou jocund, ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to black Hecate summons the shard-born beetle with his drowsy hums of the run night's yawning peal, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed.
What's to be done?
Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond that keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black patrons to their praise to rise. Not marvelous at my words, but know they still. Things bad begun made strong themselves by ill.
But who did they join with us?
Macbeth, leave not our mistrust.
Stand with us.
With some streaks of day, now spurs the elated traveler apace to gain the timely end, and near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark, I hear their horses.
Hold! Give us a light there.
And to see the rest that are within the note of expectation already within the court. 'Tis he.
It'll be rain tonight.
Let it come down!
Fly, fly.
Who did strike out the light?
It was not the way.
There's but one down, the sun is fled.
Then let's away and say how much is done.
We lost best half of our affair.
There's blood upon my face.
Who's Banquo's then?
Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut. I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he is good that did the like of flails. If thou didst it, thou art the non-parallel.
Royal, sir. Fleance escaped.
Then comes my fate again. Mine has been perfect, bold as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air, but now I'm cabined, crimped, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo is safe.
Ah, my lord, indeed she lies with 20 trenchant gashes across his head, the least the death of nature.
Thanks for that. There the grown serpent lies. The worm that's fled hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get you gone. Tomorrow we will hear ourselves again. You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, a hearty welcome. Ourselves will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her stage, but in more time we shall require her welcome.
I'll pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks. They are welcome.
May it please your highness, sit.
Here happily now our country's honour roofed. We're the great person of our Banquo present, who may I rather challenge from kindness than pity for mischance.
His absence lays blame upon his promise. Please, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
I'm sorry, my lord.
I can't say I do. Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Gentlemen, rise, his highness is
Sit,
not well.
sit, worthy friends.
My lord is often thus and has been from his youth.
Pray keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought, he will yet be well. If much you know him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Please feed, drink, and regard him not. Are you a man?
I am the bold one that dare look on back. Which might fall and down.
Oh, stop. This is the very haste of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces when all's done? You look but on a stool.
Let me see that! Behold! external houses in our graves must then know that we bury back, our monument shall become the walls of kindness!
Quite unmanned in folly?
As I stand here, I saw him.
Fine for shame!
Blood had been shed, and now, in the olden time, ere the noble statue purged and the gentle being of air once more, murders have been committed too terrible for the ear. The time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. But now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
Do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some wine. Fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Put him here. To all and him we thirst. And all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt! Quit my sight! Let the earth hide thee. Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold, there is no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this good peers as but a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time!
The arms of the losses, the herd tiger, take anything but that. Earth will never tremble or be alive again. Dare me to the desert with thy sword, hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence. My son, being gone, I'm a man again. Pay you sensitive.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
And such things be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder. You make me strange, into the disposition that I think you behold such sights that keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine are blanched with fear.
I pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand up upon the order if you're going, but go at once.
Good night, and may better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have by magpies and sharks and books brought forth secrets to man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning. Which is which?
I say you, Macduff denies his person at our great bidding.
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. Not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will, to the weird sisters,
More shall they speak. For now I am determined to know by the worst means the worst. I am in blood stepping so far that should I wait no more, returning will as tedious as go on. Strange things have I here. Must have happened, must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep!
Well, to sleep. My strange self-abuse is the initiate fear that once hard use. We are yet but young, indeed.
Only, I say, things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied of Macbeth, and the right valiant Banquo walked too late. Whom you may say Fleance killed, for Fleance fled. Men must not walk too late. Who can want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and for Donalbain to kill their gracious father?
How did it grieve Macbeth? Did he not in straight pious rage the two delinquents here that were slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Is this not nobly done?
Aye, and wisely too, for it would have angered any heart alive to hear them end tonight.
Because he veiled his presence at the tyrant's feast. I hear Macduff was a disgrace, sir. Can you tell me where he bestows himself?
Malcolm, son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court. Thither Macduff. Thither Macduff has gone to pray upon his aid, and by the help of these, a swift blessing may soon return to this our suffering country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
"'Tis time! 'Tis time!" Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Sweltered venom, sleeping gut, boil thou first in charmed pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. I am anew to add toe of frog, wool of bat, and tongue of dog, adder's fork, and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg, and owlet's wing, for a charm of power scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw, and gulp, of the raven salt sea shark, finger of a birth-straggled bab, dish delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slab, add air to a tiger's chaldron, for the ingredients of our cauldron, double toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open! Locks! Whoever knocks!
I conjure you, by that which you profess, howe'er you come to know it. Answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the yeasty waves confound and swallow navigation, up the faded corn, be lodged in trees blown down, the castles topple on their waters' heads, the palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to the foundations, though nature's germs tumble all together, even till destruction sicken. Answer me to what I ask you.
Speak! Demand! Will answer.
Say, if thou'dst rather hear it from our mouths, or from our masters.
Your masters. Call them. Let me see them.
Come high or low, thyself and office deftly show.
Tell me, unknown.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware the thane of Fife. Beware Macduff. Dismiss me. Enough.
Thou hast harped my fear aright for thy good caution. Thanks. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth! Macbeth! Macbeth!
In thy 3 years, I hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man. For none of women born shall come to harm Macbeth.
And live Macduff. What need I fear of thee? Yet, I'll make assurance double sure thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear, lies, and sleep. In spite of thunder. What's this?
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Birnam wood to high Dunsinane hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix his earthbound root. Sweet boatmans, good. Rebellion's head rise never till the wood of Birnam rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease on life, pay his breath to time, a mortal custom. Yet my heart aches to know one thing more. Tell me, if your heart can tell so much, will Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know!
Show.
Show his eye.
eyeballs. For the lines stretch out to the crack of doom. Horrible sight. I see it is true, for the blunt, motored Banquo smiles upon me. What? Is this so? Where are they? Gone? Let this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. So you the maid sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Affected ever ride and damned all those that trust them. I used to hear the galloping of horse. Who was it that came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word. Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England? Time, thou anticipatest my dread exploits. A flighty purpose never is o'ertook unless the deed go with it. From this point on, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts being thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, lay to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool, this deed I'll do before the purpose cool.
What have you done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight is madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You must have patience. You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom? To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion, and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young ones in the nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love, as little is the wisdom when the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest cubs, you must school yourself before your husband. He is wise, noble, judicious, and best knows the fit or the season. Shall not stay much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves. When we hold rumor from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild violency, each way and move. I shall take my leave soon, but be here again. Things at worst will cease, else climb upward to what they were before. Pretty cousin, blessings upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I would be so much a fool should I stay longer. 'Twould be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Your father's dead.
And what will you do now? How will you live? As birds do, mother. What, with worms and flies?
with what I get, and so do they.
Poor bird, thou'dst never fear.
Why should I? Poor birds are not set for. My father is not dead, for all you're saying.
Aye, that he is. And how wilt thou for a father?
Nay, how wilt thou do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
And you'll buy him to sell again.
Thou speakst with all thy wit, and yet, i' faith, with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
Be all traitors that swear and lie?
Every one that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must all be hanged that swear and lie?
Every one.
Who must hang him?
Why, the honest men.
Why, then the liars and the swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers enough to beat the honest men and hang up them.
Now God help thee, poor monkey. How wilt thou do for a father?
If you were dead, you'd weep for him. If you would not, 'twere a good sign that I should soon have a new father.
Poor prattler, how thou talkst. What are these
Where's
faces?
your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified, for such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest!
Each new mourn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, as if it felt with Scotland and yelled out like a syllable of dolor.
Here from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. What I am truly is thine and my poor country's to command.
My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither.
Worthiest cousin, most royal sir.
I stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself, cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing, who knows nothing, is once seen to smile, and where sighs and groans and shrieks rend the air are made, not marked. Violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead man's knell is scarce called for who, and good men's lives expire for the flowers in their caps, dying ere they sicken.
What's the newest grief?
At an hour's age doth hiss the speaker, each minute reams a new one.
How does my wife?
Why, well,
And all my children.
well too.
Tyrant has not battered at their peace.
No. They were well at peace when I did leave them.
Be not a miser of your speech. How goes it?
I have words that should be howled in the desert air where hearing should not latch them.
What concern they the general cause, or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest but shares in some common woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever they heard.
I guess at it.
Your castle was surprised, your wife and babe savagely murdered, were to relate to the death of those murdered years, to add to the death of you.
Merciful heavens!
My children too.
My children, servants, all that could be found.
And I should be from that. My wife killed you.
I've said.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
Revenge! He has no children! What revenge could cure this deadly grief? All my pretty ones. Did you say all my pretty chickens in their damn corn fell swoon?
Feud it like a man.
I shall do so, but I must also feel it as a man. I cannot help but think such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee, not but for my demerits, not their own faults fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, I play the woman with mine eyes and the braggart with my tongue. But gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Front to front bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him, and if he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes madly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready, our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above. Put on your instruments, receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
When was it she last walked? For 2 nights I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. And all this in the most fast sleep.
In the slumbery agitation, besides walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, having no one to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
Came she by that light?
And she has light by her continually, 'tis her command.
Her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus, washing her hands. I have seen her continue in this a quarter of an hour.
Here's a spot!
Hark, she speaks.
Out, damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why then 'tis time to do it. How is working? Fine, my lord. Fine, a soldier. And the feared? What need be feared? He who knows it would not give call our power to account. Yet, who would have thought the old man had so much blood in him?
That.
Vain of life had a wife. Where is she now? What? Will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord. No more. You mar all this was starting. Here's the smell of blood still! All the perfumes of Arabia cannot sweeten this little hand.
Her heart is sorely charged. I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
This disease is beyond my practice.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look what's up there. Until you can Banquo's buried, you cannot come out on screen.
And so?
There's a knocking at the gate. Come. Give me your hand. What What's done cannot be undone.
Will she now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Affected minds to their death pillows do discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God, God, forgive us all! Look after her. Remove from her all means of annoyance and still look after her. So, good night. My mind she has made it and amazed my sight. I think, I dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all to burden wood doth come to Duncan. I cannot cage with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequence have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Fly, false babes, and mingle with the English epicures. The heart I sway by and the mind I bear shall never sag with doubt, nor shake with fear. The devil damned it like that cream-faced loon. Why dost thou that goose look?
There are 10,000
geese, villain?
soldiers, sir.
Go, prick thy face and overrun thy fear, thou lily-livered boy. What soldier's hatch? So those linen cheeks of thine are counsellors to fear. What? Soldiers? Wave face?
English force, so please you.
Take thy face hence. Satan! I sick, hunt, and oh. Satan, I say! This push will seat me ever or deceit me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life has fallen into the sear, yellow, and that which should accompany old age was honour, love, obedience, troops of friends I must not look to have, but in their stead, curses, not loud but deep, mouth honour, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan!
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, that was reported.
I'll fight, but from my bones, my flesh, the act. Give me mine armour.
'Tis not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Scour more horses, scour the country round, hang those that talk of fear. Give me mine armour! How's your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled by thick-coming fancies that keep her from rest.
Cure her of that. Can thou not minister to a mind's disease? From the memory of rooted sorrow, raise out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff that lies heavy to it.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Physic to the dogs, I'll none of it. Doctor, the fame fly from me. If thou couldst, doctor, cast out the water of my land. Purge it to a sound, pristine health. I would applaud thee to the very echo that should applaud again. What senna, rhubarb, or what purgative drug can scour these English heads? Here is thou of them.
Aye, my good lord, your royal preparation makes us hear of something.
Bring them before us. I will not be afraid of death or bane till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane. Ha ha!
What
What is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew down a bow, and bear it before him.
Thereby shall we shadow the number of our host, and make discovery ere report of us.
It shall be done.
Hang out our banners on the outward walls! The cry is still they come. Our castle's strength will laugh a siege to scorn. Here let them lie till famine and the ague eat them up. Were they not matched with those that should be ours, we would have met them dareful, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. What is that noise?
It is the cry of woman, my lord.
I've almost forgot the taste of fears. There was a time my senses would have cooled to hear a knight's shriek. And my fell of hair whenever dismal treaties rouse and stir as labyrinth. I have supped full with horrors. Direness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died. Hereafter, there would have been a time for such a word tomorrow. And tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have light-heaped fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and bets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious, my lord.
I must report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Say, sir.
I did stand my watch upon the hill. I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Liar! And slave!
Let me endure your wrath if it be not so. Within this 3 mile may you see it coming, I say, a moving grove.
Thou speakst false. Upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive till famine cling thee. I pull in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham wood doth come to Dunsinane. And now a wood doth come to Dunsinane. Arm and out! If this would she allows to appear, there is no flying hence, nor tarrying here. I begin to be aweary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone.
Now near enough. Your leafy screens throw down and show like those you are.
This way, my lord, the castle's gently rendered. The tyrant's people on both sides do fight. The noble thanes do bravely in the war, and the day almost professes itself to be yours, and little is to do.
We've met with foes that strike beside us. Enter, sir, the castle. Here we part.
Fare you well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
They've tied me to the stake. I cannot fly, but bear like I must stand the course. What's he that was not born of woman? Such a one am I to fear. Or none.
What is thy name?
I'll be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a hotter name than is any in hell.
My name is Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest. With my sword I'll prove the lie thou speakest.
Thou was born of woman.
This way the noise is. Tyrant! Show thy face! If thou beest slain by no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. Let me find him fortune and more I beg not. Turn, hellhound! Turn!
Of all men else I have avoided thee. But get thee back. My soul is much too charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword, thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out.
Thou losest labour. As easy mayst thou the intrenchant air with thy keen sword impressed to make me bleed. But for thy blade on vulnerable crests, I bear a charmed life that must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Cursed be the tongue that tells me so. For it hath cowed my better part of man. Be these juggling fiends and no more believed, that palter with us in a double sense and keep the lie of hope unto our ears, and break it to our hearts. I will not fight with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee as our rarer monsters painted on a pole, and under it here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield. To kiss the ground beneath young Malcolm's feet, or to be tipped by the rabble's curse. Though Vernon would be come to Duncan, and thou, opposing, being of no woman born, yet will I try the last. Lay on, Macduff! Damn he that first cries, hold!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. What's more to do, which shall be planted newly with the time, is calling home our exiled friends abroad, who fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers, this dead butcher, and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and needful else that calls upon us, by the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time, and place.
When shall we three meet again?